Hello, and thank you for taking your time to listen to this quick message on the stages of faith. Now, when we talk about faith, we're basically describing something that you believe in that you cannot see, hear, or touch. And it don't even have to be that. It can be something that you have faith that you can do those things in, but you just don't know the result. You don't know the ending result. A lot of us that live today wants us to understand or know the ending result of something. How is this going to end? What is going to happen if I do this? What is going to happen if I do that? What's going to happen years from now? What will happen if I make this life-changing decision? We want to know the answer right away, right now. Well, unfortunately in life, that's not how it works. We have to continue to take risks, continue to make decisions that we don't know the answer to, that can affect our lives and other people's lives. But how does faith change that? How does it change that anxiety that we have within ourselves, or that worrying or that regret that we think that we're going to have? How does faith give us assurance? Well, the first thing to know, faith has many different stages. There is little faith, starting off with number one. Little faith. I'm not sure. I'm not really stable upon the facts. I don't really know what's going to happen. Faith starts off by us having that little thought, initial thought. I can't tell you the answer. I don't know what's going to happen. But all I know is that if I make this decision, I have to pray about it. That's the first thing to think about. We don't know. We're unsure. The second thing is, okay, I hear you. I hear what people are saying, so I'm going to put some type of thought to it. So we start to listen. We start to hear what other people may have done. For example, if I wanted to invest in a stock market, and I hear that other people's stock markets have been successful, well, I will use that information to over-clarify or to overcompensate my doubt or my fear to say, hey, if it worked for them, it can work for me. So that is the okay, I hear you stage, the second one. The third one would be, I see it. I witness it through my own life and I somewhat still understand. So once we have that I'm not sure phase, or we start to hear other people, and then when we make that decision and we start getting small results happening, we say, okay, I experienced it, so I know that this will happen. So next time when I make that decision again, I will know what to do. So once I look into the stock market, I first listen and say, okay, I know nothing about it. So I have little information. I start listening to other people. I start realizing what happens with their lives and how to work for them. I say, okay, I'm going to make that decision now. And once I make the decision and I start seeing little money come in at a time, I say, hey, now that I know that this is happening, I know what to do next time. So for the last stage is I believe it. I experienced it fully and I truly understand. That is the last stage of faith. So those are the 4 stages. Having little faith, okay, I hear you, I see it, and now I believe it. Now, how does this relate to our faith with Jesus Christ? Well, when we first start off by listening to his word and by understanding what he is saying, we start to say, I know nothing of this. When you were first introduced to Christianity, or you first introduced to the gospel, you had no idea what it was talking about. You was that little kid sitting in church, not understanding what was happening. You don't understand it. And then secondly, you hear. You start to get older, you start to get around more people with the same belief and the same faiths, and said, I hear you. I somewhat understand what you're saying. I'm listening to how this is affecting other people's lives. I'm listening to how God's word is affecting other people's lives, and I want the same for me. So let me take it a chance. Let me give it a chance. And once you do that, you say, I see it. You witness it within your own self. You witness the other things that has happened to you that you know good and well did not come from any place but God. And then once you see it, you start to believe it. Well, in Mark chapter 9, verse 17, it states, one of the men in the crowd spoke up and said, Teacher, I brought my son so you can heal him. He is possessed by an evil spirit that won't let him talk. And wherever this spirit seizes him, it throws him violently to the ground. Then he foams in the mouth and grinds his teeth and becomes rigid. So I asked your disciples to cast out the evil spirit, but they couldn't do it. Jesus said to them, You faithless people, how long must I be with you? How long must I put up with you? Bring the boy to me. So they brought the boy, but when the evil spirit saw Jesus, it threw the child into a violent convulsion or a seizure, and he fell to the ground, withering and foaming at the mouth. How long has this been happening? Jesus asked the boy's father. He replied, since he was a little boy. The spirit often throws him into the fire and into the water, trying to kill him. Have mercy on us and help us if you can. What do you mean, if I can? Jesus asked. Anything is possible if a person believes. The father instantly cries out, I do believe, but help me overcome my unbelief. When Jesus saw the crowd and the bullets was growing, he rebuked the evil spirit. So this started off with the father not knowing anything, just going based off of hearing what people have done, and asked Jesus to heal his son. He knows what is happening to his son, but he has no idea how to cure it. So Jesus tells him, people of little faith, they do not understand. But if you have faith in me, all things are possible. So the father took his trust and said, please, overcome my unbelief. That's when he fully gave his life to Jesus to understand that he can heal his son. Mark chapter 9, verses 17 through 25. So, that being said, the 4 stages of faith would be little faith, I'm not sure. The second stage would be, okay, I hear you. The third stage would be, I see it and I witness it through my own life. And the fourth stage would be, I believe it. Always have faith and believe in the one that lives within you, Jesus Christ.